Only buy 2 piece, cannot take 2 fork. What kind of logic? As if to use their one-time use plastic, but they don't give us a choice, right? After ruin my mood, no matter how good the kueh is, also no use lah. Food Finders! Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Food Finders. Today, we got a really interesting and special episode. We're gonna go check out some Michelin Bib Gourmand locations, some pretty legendary ones across Singapore, and see if they really stand up to the name.
Do you trust Michelin Bib Gourmand recommendations?
Generally, yes, because they do have special criteria, and most of them that I've tried are pretty good. However, sometimes I'm always like, is this the best? Meh.
What are your expectations for today's stalls?
My expectations today are that they should be pretty decent, but maybe some of them might have lost a little bit of their quality, because what I noticed is once they get the rating, sometimes the consistency drops a little bit because too many people know about it, maybe the owners get a little bit tired, or I don't know. Usually it drops ever so slightly. For those who don't know, the Michelin Bib Gourmand is not a star. The star is very different. The Michelin Bib Gourmand is more of good food, good establishment at a fair price. That's why most of the hawker stalls can potentially receive Bib Gourmands. So in today's episode, not only are we looking at the Michelin Bib Gourmands, but have selected a few that seem a little bit questionable based on their Google ratings. In doing so, we're gonna try and be as discreet as possible so we don't get any special treatment, because obviously cameras and all this type of stuff. Let's go try out the food. We are at the first location in Holland V area. This food court is called Holland Drive Market, which is a new lucky Claypot rice. It's a very famous 46-year-old stall, 3.8 stars Google rating. However, online sentiment seems to be pretty divided on this one. Some people are saying that they love this place, best Claypot chicken rice, lives up to the hype, Claypot rice is one of the best in Singapore. And then we have others, which is just 1 star, like absolutely hates this one. This isn't even Claypot rice lah, carcinogenic charred rice. More hype than good quality Claypot rice. To make it worse, have to deal with stinky attitude. Long queue is probably due to the FOMO effect, of course. Singaporeans penchant, I don't know if I even pronounced that properly, but Singaporeans penchant for queuing. People putting 5 stars for the dish probably have never tasted good Claypot rice before. There are some pictures up here where the rice looks pretty charred. This particular place, their technique involves cooking the rice over charcoal fire as opposed to open gas. Because of that, it takes a little bit longer for the Claypot rice to be done and finished. So usually this place takes a little bit longer for the food, so the waiting time is a lot longer. So I think that's why there's a lot of lineups and all this type of stuff. When it comes to good food, sometimes you gotta be patient, and charcoal is definitely a dying cooking art form. I commend the stall for continuing to use charcoal, but let's find out how charred this Claypot rice is. Can I get the 这边是
number 9.
number mix one number 9? Yeah, okay.
15块啦。
Hmm?
15块啦。
Oh, yeah.
15 bottle. Because they are very heavy, very hot.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, over there.
Over there.
I feel like we're already getting special treatment, and this was probably not the most discreet part of it, but
20 minutes later.
yeah, this one takes a little bit of time. Off-peak hours, it still takes about 20 to 30 minutes. I guess it's fresh. You can confirm that. I guess I'll just wait patiently. Oop, here it comes. First impressions, looks all right. And we got obviously the charred bottom part. This particular one, I think they're not as busy, so there wasn't like that crazy black char that we saw in the Google images. This is a bit more, I would say, on the okay side. There's like very clear burnt pieces of rice, which I think is actually okay. But I do have to preface, like if you're cooking with charcoal, it's really hard to maintain a consistent heat, you know? But let's give this a go. I got the mixed Claypot rice, so this has lap chong, and I believe there was a little bit of salted fish in here as well, which is a great combination. Texture-wise, good. It does have a little bit more of that carcinogenic flavor to it. I don't think it's inherently bad though. I like a little bit of burnt. At least for my flavor profile, I'd like it a little bit saltier, which is why I was wondering if I added enough of this. I do feel it's kind of like okay. I don't really get a sense of what makes this that much better than other Claypot rices. Personally, I think what it is the texture, the meat and everything is really nicely cooked. For me personally, it's a little bit on the less salty side, but I know in Singapore a lot of people prefer less salty, so I think that's why they let you add as much as you want. When I took a bite and I had the mix between the rice, the texture, and a little bit of the salted fish, oh, that was really good. It's a good amount of like char, the chicken, you know, he gives a good amount of both breast and thighs and wing parts. The liao, I think is a reasonable amount for 15 bucks and for 2 people. But best Claypot rice in Singapore? Is it Michelin? Michelin? All right, so we're here at Old Airport Road and we got actually 2 places that we want to check out here. One is called Nam Sing Hokkien Mee and the other one, Lao Fu Zi Cha Kway Tiao. Nam Sing Hokkien Fried Mee has a combined total of 3. Oh shit. Nam Sing Hokkien Mee. It's closed. Sorry. Okay, we're back from that little fiasco. It just so happens there's a couple of other Michelin Guide Bib Gourmand stuff here. So we actually found the other ones and we have checked, they are open. So the Hougang famous Wanton Mee. So someone said here, they gave it 3 stars. Noodle portion was good, ingredients was okay. The wonton was a tad small, but the soup was good. Char siu was a disappointment, too sweet, no taste. Someone else say stall holder was a grumpy uncle, asked for QR codes. Okay, it's not a nice person. Let's go check out this wonton mee. Hougang famous wonton mee. For $5. Thank you. Oh, do you have the green chili? Okay. Thank you. Now we have the famous Hougang wonton mee. On first sight, it doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty good actually. I have to admit. I do have to mention, like at the stall itself, they didn't really promote that they were Michelin guided or anything. They just said famous Hougang wonton mee, like in the some awards, but not Michelin specifically. It didn't have a necessarily bad attitude from the auntie as well. It's just pretty standard, nonsensical, buy, go, get on with your day type attitude. Wow, this one's really chilly. I think it was pretty good. Definitely not bland. The noodle had tons of flavor. I would say it's a little bit on the spicier side than the normal wonton mees I've had. Texture's okay. It doesn't have that kind of Hong Kong bounce that I usually like. I feel like it's a little bit closer to like mee kia, you know? But the flavor is there. I feel it's more chili than it is soy flavored. They give a decent amount of char siu. It's a lot of like very shredded pieces, but decent flavor, sweet, got some of that charness, it's okay. The soup wasn't as like hot as I would like it, and the wontons I feel are a little bit overcooked. I would have preferred this to be a little bit less cooked or blanched or something, but not bad, like the flavor is there. Again, is this Michelin level? Questionable. Is it bad? No, absolutely not. It's got flavor, I don't know. Definitely more flavor than white bread. Because we only was able to go to this one, we're gonna try and find another place and then we'll summarize up today's episode. 4 pieces. Here. Can I have 2 forks? All right, so we got some Kueh at the Bedok Interchange Hawker stall. This place only sells Kueh, quite well known, and they do have multiple places, but this place is on the Bib Gourmand list, but they don't really promote it either, so not a lot of people will say. But before I try it, let's cover some of the online reviews here, because I just experienced it myself. They have a 3.6 star rating, which is not the best. Refrain from buying the 4-piece in a container. The bi-spectacle auntie simply put a bit of the ingredients on it. One person wrote the auntie just poured a whole spoonful of oil on his kueh and didn't even bother to filter some of the oil out. Another person say, and I'll try to do that in my best English accent, be careful, wall. Only buy 2-piece, cannot take 2 fork. What kind of logic? As if to use their one-time use plastic, but they don't give us a choice, right? After ruin my mood, no matter how good the kueh is, also no use lah. I don't know what this person is talking about. The cheese goosh, so big but give so little chai paw. I think this guy, English, not his strong suit. I didn't test that out. I was a little bit afraid. The aunties are not exactly the nicest people. They weren't mean to me, but they weren't the nicest. They just like botak attitude, you know. I did ask for 2 forks though. She kind of gave me a little bit of a. Can I have 2 forks? Yeah, we got the kueh here. It looks good. I did notice something interesting though. So the lady in front of me, they ordered like a 2-piece kueh, and I ordered a 4-piece kueh. When you order the 2-piece kueh, they give you like 1 nice scoop of the chai paw. But if you order the 4-piece, they also give you 1 nice scoop of the chai paw. You're better off ordering 2 sets of 2 kueh, and therefore you'll get a little bit more chai paw across the load. Because I feel like one of these kueh, like look at this one. This guy doesn't have enough. This guy doesn't have enough chai paw. And I was too afraid to ask the auntie for more chai paw. I felt like she was gonna scold me if I asked for something like that. But 4 pieces for $2.80 is crazy. The kueh, very smooth, like very silky. Chai paw is nice. Not bad. I think quite showy. Quite big cups too, I feel. A little bit bigger than the norm. Chai paw is nice, sweet, crunchy, not overpowering at all. The chili is got that like sambali, Hokkien mee chili flavor. I think the combination is quite good. I mean, not overly oily or anything either. I do feel they give an adequate amount of chai paw, but if you're like me, you want to kind of load up every bite with like that. It's not enough chai paw. But I think generally very good. If you get enough of the kueh and the chai paw and the chili all together, it balances it out because the kueh is completely bland. It's just pure texture. Chai paw is just sweet and salty enough that it's got a nice balance, and then the chili just gives it that kick. So my only comment on this one is that I would love to see a little bit more chai paw and a little bit more chili. So a little bit more of the ingredients. As much as I could complain about this, at the price point of $2.80, it's really hard to complain actually. It's a great value. I think these aunties, they're old enough, they're at the attitude where they're just like, you like it or you don't, they don't care. Is this Michelin Bib Gourmand worthy? I think I'd rather cover this topic as I summarize today's episode so far. Let's do that. Right. So let's summarize today's experience. All I can say, it feels a little underwhelming considering this is all supposed to be Michelin Bib Gourmand food. Now, I feel like 1 or 2 things could potentially be happening. A, either these stalls have reached that Bib Gourmand quality, and since receiving the award, the quality has gone down, which is and has been quite a common occurrence with this type of stuff. Or 2, whoever is giving these awards just doesn't really know proper Singaporean food. Are the ratings accurate, like 3.9? I would say actually yes. Not bad, not amazing, but I have to say across most of them, they do mention about the attitude or service not being kind of there. But let's be honest, Singapore and the hawker food culture has never really been known for amazing service. It's very pragmatic, it's very practical. You order the food, you get the food, you get the out. I don't know what people are complaining so much about. My experience was like, it could have been nicer, and I felt like it really didn't matter to me. I guess to summarize today's Bib Gourmand, Michelin Bib Gourmand stuff was that I think if you are going to go out of your way to go find some Michelin Bib Gourmand places, don't. Still good food, just questionable if they are Michelin level. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of traveling around and the hiccups that we have. Totally unplanned. If you haven't done so yet, give this channel a like. Obviously, it's Seth Louis. You can find me on Instagram. Give me a follow and some support as well. I'll see you in the next episode, and until then, have a great day. Peace out. Doesn't beat the steak episode. The steak episode, the best. If you haven't watched that one, go watch the steak episode.